Hello and welcome to a scene for Empire of Thorns. Today, Iris is cooking in the spring kitchen. It's around 3:30 in the afternoon, which explains why it's a bit quiet in there at the time. And like I said, she's busy cooking because she feels like she wants some food. Do you want to make me a wits composure roll? See if you notice.
Wits composure?
Yeah, that is generally the roll that we use for perception. See if you can smell what she is cooking.
So do you do ones take away from successes or
no? Ones do not take away from
New World.
Tens you get to re-roll.
Oh, thank God. So he's actually got to re-roll too.
But sevens aren't successes. Just to let you know.
Which is annoying.
Yeah. It's a very familiar smell. It's she's actually making mutton and barley soup. Also known as, well, mutton and barley stew, also known as Scotch broth.
Okay. So you'd probably be kind of trailing after the smell, kind of
I figured that might be a reason why he'd be likely to talk to her. Rather than just,
yeah, most likely
wandering around. Yeah, it's a very familiar smell.
Okay, so he'd kind of be looking for her. And he'll make his way to the kitchen. This picture fits his look a bit better.
Yeah. And yeah, Iris is cooking in the kitchen, as you might expect. And as you might not expect, she's not actually a spring courtier cooking in the spring kitchen.
Okay.
As is evidenced by her somewhat autumny apron.
So you see a decently muscled dude kind of poke his head through the door and slowly kind of walk in. The way he's walked, pale, and it seems like the shadows are kind of like he has the kind of the shadows wrapping around his body, and he moves with grace, but it's not like someone who's a dancer or something like that. The way he moves, it's like every movement has an intense grace in his Famian. So in his human seeming, he's kind of plain looking, not too handsome, not too ugly, just kind of plain looking. Shyly approaches where Iris is cooking, kind of sniffing the air every few seconds.
In her mask, she's blonde and blue-eyed, but as you can see in her mien, her hair is rather more colourful, and her eyes are even bluer. And what is not on this image, because it is fairly tricky to come up with, is the fact that she is constantly crying rainbow tears.
Okay.
Constantly crying rainbow tears. And as she turns to look up at your entrance, you will also notice that she is fairly pregnant.
He kind of stops. Good to meet you, milady. How are you doing? Then he sniffs the air again, and curiously.
I'm good. Would you like some soup?
Actually, I was looking for some help. I got a young one, and I don't quite know much about taking care of the young ones. So I was hoping I could find someone to help me make the formula. And holds up, a thing of formula mix, and he's kind of seems a little shy about it. And he has like a little baby bottle with him.
Well, I haven't really had much practice with that yet either, but it doesn't seem likely to be too tricky.
He kind of sets the stuff down, rubs the back of his neck. Oh, my name is Silver. Nice to meet you. And he holds out a hand.
Nice to meet you too. I'm Iris. And she will shake his hand, strangely enough. And she'll pick
his eyes, by the way. Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, by the way, his eyes are bright silver because his name is a play on his eye color.
Cool.
So,
she's going to pick up the formula and take a bit of a look at it. And she has not actually made formula before, but on the other hand, she has ridiculous crafts. So it's not going to be tricky for her to work it out. By ridiculous crafts, I mean her dex is 4, her crafts is 5, and she's got a specialty in cooking. So,
okay.
although that being said, trying to work out new recipes from books would probably be intelligence rather than dex, but that's still fine. Also, artist Kith Blessing, 8 again on craft rolls. I can make this roll if you want.
If you'd like, or we could just kind of roleplay it as them kind of just going through it. I mean, he's a new dad trying to figure out, how to parent.
You're in a kitchen that gives a 5 bonus to cooking to begin with, and she's got a 10 dice. So yeah, that is not a problem.
Well, can roleplay out the result?
Successes, I get to roll again.
Actually, we can probably both roleplay it.
Yeah.
And I'll roll his dex crafts too, so for him helping, and then we'll kind of see. We'll roleplay out how they do, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's plus.
There's new changes to the craft rolls and stuff that they're talking about bringing in, but they haven't brought them in yet. And this is basic formula. It's not really. But yeah, I think from the looks of it, he might be a bit uncertain.
I think we both got it.
Oh, I got like
10
successes.
So he's kind of fumbling.
I got like 10 successes. You might bother re-rolling them. So yeah. Yeah, he might be a bit.
He might be like kind of a little uncertain.
But I think Iris will be able to help him out with learning how to make baby formula. It's not likely to be an issue. She'll
so he's
and add some not hot water to make it a bit cooler and all that stuff.
He's measuring out the formula, just trying to help with it.
Mm-hmm.
That he's mostly how you're doing.
Yep. To be fair, Iris won't be kind of taking over everything anyway, because he just said that he needed to learn how to do
something he needs to learn.
Yeah.
He's watching, and then he'll kind of watch what you do, and then he'll kind of follow along.
Yep.
Learning as he's going along.
Yep.
And at one point, he probably makes, like, when he makes the first, he probably measures like half an extra, like half cup more into the formula, and it comes out really thick and gross. He just kind of shakes his head and shudders. embarrassment before he trying again.
Yeah, I think with your successes, you get the hang of formula. You may end up with like 5 bottles, but you can get this full and just warm them up when you need them.
So yeah, it'll probably take him a good 20 minutes or so to to get all that done, and
which is just.
And he's kind of.
Sorry, I was going to say it's just conveniently when the bread is done to go with the stew, so it's awesome.
So he kind of thanks her, and would you like to come visit the little one while I feed him? And I mean, maybe you can eat there. I guess he's pretty.
That sounds good. Do you want a bowl too?
I should, I guess. It kind of reminds me of home, so I mean that would be really nice.
She'll nod and kind of scoop out 2 loads of stew and add some bread rolls and put the rest of the stew into the fridge and the rest of the bread rolls into the bread bin and everything. And I do not think it will be long before King Ferran will come and devour the stew.
So he'll kind of take the formula and put it. He'll look for something to put it in, and then he'll take his bowl and he'll say, "Yeah, Mom," to this little room him and his kid are staying in.
Cool. Yeah, Iris will just follow along. And
he'll probably set the thing of formula down and open the door for you. Let you into the room.
And she'll make her inside and
get into the room. When you actually get in the room, there's you just find it. You see a little red-headed toddler, a baby, probably just waking up, kind of a little grumpy.
She's gonna put her stew down.
Kind of gets it. Probably looks a bit excited.
She's gonna put her stew down and wander over to the toddler and just kind of hold out her hand slightly. She's not really very used to children yet. So it comes across vaguely like offering an animal to sniff your hand, but not quite. She's kind of more holding it out for the toddler to hold on to the fingers of, not to sniff. But it comes across fairly similar.
He'll kind of chuckle and walk over and probably pick the kid up and he'll probably take the bottle of formula that you made, one of the ones that you made, to show him. Because that probably is the best way, and he'll start feeding the little one. And I pun about taking care of kids, but he'd be holding the kid and he'll kind of look around and, there's not really much to sit on, but the bed's pretty comfy if you'd like to sit on that and eat, Mom. Miss Iris.
Okay. You know, if the rooms aren't big enough, you can probably ask them for slightly bigger ones. I don't know. They tend to take children really.
It's probably not. It's not really too small furniture yet. Go get some. As he waits to eat his sandwich until, or his soup until he full, and then he'll burp the little one.
Mm-hmm. And Iris will eat some of her soup. And the bread. Nom 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 nom. Strangely enough, it's probably you know how a lot of people say it's as good as my grandma made. This is not as good as your grandma made. This is probably better than your grandma made.
I mean, you probably wouldn't admit that, but
No. But
he'll
yeah.
end up probably holding the kid while he eats with one hand. Oh, what did we name the kid? I don't even think we named the little one.
So, is he yours?
No, not really. Is sick and they had nobody to take care of him, so they gave him to me, and I've been looking after him for a bit. Not isn't too far out from here actually when I met him, so.
Okay. Well, it's good that he's got someone to take care of him.
He's a fine young one. Very gets when he gets going. He kind of smiles at the kid. Obviously, he's watching the kid while he's talking. He's not trying to be rude, but he's just trying to make sure leaking out or something. He's paying attention.
Apparently, mine are gonna be redheaded too. At least, according
That'll
to
be interesting. Kind of nods.
not going to be long now, I suppose.
I'm sorry, I had a character. I didn't hear what you said.
It's not going to be long now, I suppose. And she pats her tummy.
When are you expecting them?
Well, that's a bit complicated because they're going to be hobs, so they're not really growing the normal speed.
So it's kind of just playing it by ear, really.
Yeah. I mean, it's been less than a month. She definitely does not look
He kind of
pregnant.
he kind of looks at you and his eyebrows kind of raise for a minute, but then kind of nods and starts paying attention. And he's still obviously paying attention to you, just trying to be rude.
It's definitely been a very interesting 2 and a bit months since I came back from there.
Only been 2.5 months. You seem very well established.
I had help. but then I suppose that's part of what is involved in getting established anyway, finding people.
He nods. He's kind of. He's eating his soup, and yes, he does bite. There's a very appreciative, like he's kind of involuntary feeling it to be that good, and his eyes kind of widen. He starts eating a bit faster. You notice he definitely starts eating a bit faster after that than you would think someone would. And when he finishes, he kind of sets the spoon back down and goes, "Well, that was quite something. Very. Uh, he can't for words for a moment. Dude, are you from? Are you from England or Scotland by any chance?
Yes, yes,
You cook like a natural.
I'm from England, down in the southwest.
About
I came from Devon.
that's out of character. Actually, no, out of character. That's the nice place or not. So
It is right down on basically as far south as you can go and as far west as you can go before you hit Cornwall.
okay.
So basically the complete opposite end of the country. But it is
So he's
quite
probably never been there, and he's just being polite at this point.
Yep.
Yes, he's probably never been there, and he's just kind of being polite. He goes, "I'm from up by Glasgow myself. I had a house in the Highlands, so we spent a lot of my youth there."
She'll nod. I always find it comforting, mutton soup. My parents
Reminds you of home.
raised sheep, so we had lamb and mutton fairly often.
He nods. Yeah, I'm looking up a map now, so just so I can kind of give you a bit. So he grew up outside of Glasgow. His family would have had. So he would explain that he would have grown up also a lot of times around Inverness because his parents would have had a cottage not far out from Inverness. So again, it's a bit more descriptive.
Well, it's good meeting. There's a surprising number of Europeans, actually.
I mean, it's a nice city. Probably draws a lot of us. Definitely has a feeling of safety a lot of times.
I mean, Claudio and Tam are both Italian, and I think Andreas is Spanish, and Maurice is French.
He's nodding.
But I don't think there's been anyone else from the UK, so I will warn you, the tea here is not always very good.
Kind of chuckles. Yeah.
And the haggis, the ready-made haggis that you can buy around here is really terrible.
Yeah, I think I'll stay away from that. I have to make some. In fact, actually, it is just out of character. Is this set in the present day? Like the game set in present day?
Yes.
Because they just lifted the ban on haggis in the US. That would probably be a pretty having haggis over there.
I did not know it was banned in the first place. So
it was actually banned in the US and only lifted the ban on it, if I remember it correctly.
Yeah, but then Kinder eggs are banned there.
Yeah, I have no clue why, but
apparently something about chocolate completely encasing non-edible things.
oh yeah, bombs or stuff, suspicions.
Well, Kinder eggs aren't bombs.
Kind of.
They're like.
You just start getting the kid ready.
But anyway, yes.
You see Silver kind of stand up and start getting the kid.
Yep.
Yeah, he'll start getting the kid ready for. Kid's probably started to fall asleep while they were talking, so he's probably checking the kid's diaper and setting up his setups.
Iris is going to be watching, by the way.
Okay.
Because she has not actually done any of those things yet.
Yeah, he probably just checks the kid, see if the kid needs his diaper changed. See, kid does not need his diaper changed, so he'll kind of probably have a little onesie for the boy to change into, and he cribs like the bed is like against the wall, and the crib is right next to the bed. He's probably setting blankets up in the crib for the kid to sleep on, and kind of whisper. Hear him in English, and then if you're from the UK, Gaelic of some sort, before he sits the kid down and covers him up. Kind of stands up, stretches. Well, thank you for the soup, miss. It was very good.
That's okay. I mean, you can't really make one person portion size from a whole mutton neck. So there's no point just having it go to waste.
He'll probably pick out his bowl and hold kind of obviously he's not kicking you out, but he's kind of obviously he wants to let the kids sleep. So hold the door open for you. And if you walk out the door, he'll close the door behind the two of you, and go to the kitchen to clean his bowl.
If actually, she'll take the bowl from him, so he doesn't have to go back to the kitchen unless he particularly wants to.
He'll kind of just, oh, thank you, lass, but I think I'd rather let him sleep a bit. He hasn't been sleeping very well while we were traveling, so.
Okay.
They gave me a little baby milk. He wakes up, I can hear it and go check on.
Yeah, they're cute. They're kind of like tiny baby phones.
Mm-hmm. like one of the things where you have that in that like on the nightstand or something, and you have another one with you where I wake up, it's basically just a radio, one-way radio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trotting on next to you on the way back to the kitchen.
How are you finding it settling in so far?
It's a bit unusual, but that Liam fellow from my court seems pretty nice. Nicer than some of the people I used to have to hang around. They weren't very nice in the summer court. God, I can't do.
Well, Liam knows a lot about babies and stuff too.
He seems definitely very knowledgeable.
Well, did you get one of the Christmas cards, or weren't you here yet?
Talking about some gatherings, no. He kind of chuckles.
Well, at Christmas, I basically tried to make sure that I sent Christmas cards to everybody. And most of them had invitations to a party next week in them.
All right.
It's going to be, well, at the Spring Court, so it'd be hard to miss. But if you can come, that would be great. And if you can't, because you're busy looking after the baby, that's totally okay too.
He nods. Well, all right. Okay.
And it's Claudio's 150th. And you are going to know who Claudio is. That's all I'm saying. You do know who Claudio is. You're a member of the Spring Court, you know that.
Yeah. He kind of, his eyes would widen a little. His eyes would widen a bit and he'd nod. Very full age.
Well, to be fair, we're measuring it from when he was born, not how long he's felt like he's been alive. Although I think he's aged fairly well anyway. But I mean, if we measure from when I was born, I'm nearly 50. So he shrugs. And she definitely looks
He nods it all.
on the
Understandable.
she definitely looks on the other side of 25 to 50. You'd probably place your best guess at 22 or 23.
He looks just about a year or two older than she does.
It's Great Gatsby.
That's probably what he would have thought.
It's Great Gatsby themed, but it's okay if you don't have a costume.
All right. Not quite sure what that is, but I'll have to look it up. Because that's me out of character, not remembering and having to look at that.
I had to look it up too. But that's what he said he wanted, so.
Yeah. Thank you for the invitation.
That's okay. I mean, the whole of the spring court and most of the people from the other courts were invited, so it would be a bit rude if I didn't invite you.
He chuckles. Well, still, no reason not to be polite.
Mm-hmm. It should be a very interesting party. If you want, you can roll wits empathy.
Okay. One of two social skills I don't have. And I got a 10 anyways.
Cool.
One success.
And you can roll 10s again, so.
You want to know? Yeah, it's a 2 dice pool, and I rolled a 10. So
okay. Yeah, there's something about the party that she has not been saying, and and she's excited about that, but she's not saying it.
All right, so kind of one eyebrow raise, not very much, and just kind of seems pretty relaxed.
Yeah, it seems like there might be a surprise planned, but what that surprise is, no idea.
Okie dokie.
Oh, if they haven't disappeared, there should be some cupcakes in the fridge. And Iris will go and rummage in the fridge.
All right.
And emerge victorious with a cupcake. Give him the cupcake.
You sure you don't want that? I mean,
no, I'm not really feeling like cupcakes right now.
thank you then.
Cupcake. Yes. So I suppose I will see you around and things. But do you have a phone yet?
He shakes his head.
Okay. Well, it's probably something to sort out. But I'm usually fairly easy to get hold of, or if you need to, if you want to talk about, the UK and stuff, or if you just want to find someone to talk to. Sometimes I'll be around, and sometimes I won't. But if you leave a message with Claudio, then he can tell me. I don't know. He's fairly busy though. But
All right.
when you get a phone, I can give you my number.
Mm-hmm. Smiles. I'll remember that, lass. Thank you for all the help today.
That's okay. It's nice having someone to eat with in like the middle of the afternoon when everybody's already had lunch and hasn't had dinner yet, and I'm just hungry because hungry.
I understand.
Okay, so I will leave you to doing your things, and I will go do my things. And like I said, if you want to like talk about things, just let me know.
All right, he'll hold out your hand again.
And she'll shake his hand again, and then she will wander off. And unless you have anything that you want to add that you're doing.
He'll head back to the room.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, he's pretty good.
In that case, there the scene will end.